Hello, boys and girls. It is time for Writer's Workshop. Today we will continue looking at informative writing, how-to essays. And today we're going to be focusing on editing. To review, we know that a how-to essay explains the process of how something works or how to do something. In our essay, we want to list the steps of how to do it and make sure those steps are easy to follow. We also want to make sure we list any materials that are needed, that we use time order words or transition words such as first, next, then, and finally as we go through our steps. And then we expand on all of our steps with some facts, definitions, and details. We know that all good informative writers choose topics they have knowledge about. They organize their writing before they go into write. They think about their audience and the purpose of their writing. They use the strong vocabulary words that really express what they need to discuss for their topic. And then they include facts that are accurate and correct. In our writing process so far, we have done some pre-writing where we generated ideas. We did drafting of our introduction, our body, and our conclusion paragraphs. We have already done some revising where we really looked at what we wrote. We read it to ourselves to listen for fluency. And today we're going to be focusing on editing. When we go into edit, we're really looking to fix any of the errors we have in our essay. And remember, I want you to think about cups when we go in to do our editing. That's capitalization, usage, punctuation, and spelling. This falls under the trait of conventions. And remember, this tool belt right here is telling us that we have all the tools we need to make our sentences correct. So looking at how our how-to essays are organized, remember we have 3 paragraphs: our introduction paragraph, our body paragraph, and our conclusion paragraph. Each of these paragraphs in our organizer, when we go and jot down ideas, we have to transfer that over into our actual drafts and writing complete sentences. So each one of these paragraphs here, our introduction, our body, and our conclusion paragraphs, have to be written in complete sentences. But we know it's not going to be perfect the first time we draft that out. So as we already went in and did some revising yesterday with our arms, today we're going to focus on editing. Again, editing will help so that the reader can easily read your essay. And we want to try to get rid of any errors. These would be grammar errors, capitalization, usage, meaning like does your verb and subject have an agreement? Does it make sense? Also punctuation. Do you have periods where they're needed, commas, exclamation points, question marks? Do you have the correct punctuation? And spelling. Have you checked your spelling? And hopefully we're not going to see a bunch of red squigglies when you type it out, because that means, we have some spelling errors. So editing is really kind of looking again and looking for any mistakes you made with capitalization, usage, punctuation, and spelling. So let's watch a little video that will help us to better understand what we can do while we are editing.
Editing your writing. What is editing? Editing is fixing the mistakes in our writing. We can fix grammar, spelling, capitalization, and punctuation. Here's an informational writing I've been working on. It says, "Do you like dogs? I will teach you how to take care of a dog. You can get a dog from a shelter. Next, take the dog to the vet. Then, don't forget to buy food. Last, get the dog some toys." Let's edit it. First, we're going to edit grammar. I have to think to myself, do my sentences sound right? And did I use nouns and verbs correctly? Let's see. Here's my first sentence again. It says, "Do you likes dogs?" Do you notice something that doesn't sound right to you? Oh, yeah, the word likes. It should be like. Do you like dogs? That's better. Now we're going to edit spelling. I have to think, did I spell sight words correctly? Did I use word chunks that I know? And did I stretch out every word? Let's try. You can get a dog from a shelter. What sight word did I spell wrong? Can. Can starts with a C. What about the word shelter? I need to try to stretch it out a little bit more. Sh. L. Ter. Much better. Now we're going to edit capitalization. We're going to think, did I capitalize the first letter of the first word of every sentence? Did I capitalize the names of people and places? Did I capitalize the word I? And did I make all the other letters lowercase? All right, let's try. Next, take the dog to the vet. What should be capitalized? Oh yeah, the N in next, because it's the first word in my sentence. What should be lowercase? Oh, the D in dog. Perfect. Now we're going to edit punctuation. We're going to think, did I put a punctuation mark at the end of every single sentence? And do my punctuation marks match the type of sentences that I wrote? Let's try it. It says, then don't forget to buy food. Last, get the dog some toys. Where am I missing a punctuation mark? Yes, at the end of my first sentence. And is that question mark right? No, that's not a question. That's a statement. I need a period. So here is my edited piece. It looks and sounds so much better. Thanks for your help editing my writing. Hopefully, you have learned how to edit your own writing.
Okay, so that really helped us to understand a little bit more how we could go in and edit our writing using cups, looking for capitalization and the usage. It really is grammar. All the things you're learning in your grammar activities is really what we should be focusing when we go to think about usage in cups. Punctuation and spelling are also things that we want to look at when we're doing our editing. So let's go ahead and look at this writing right here. And this is about popcorn. So I'm gonna read it one time through, and then I'm gonna go through and I'm gonna try to edit and look for any errors with capitalization, usage, punctuation, and spelling. So it says, have you ever wondered how popcorn pops? It's actually quite interesting. A kernel of popcorn contains a small amount of water inside. When the kernel is heated up, the water turns to steam. The steam causes pressure to build up inside the kernel until the shell pops open. Okay, well, even if you probably heard me read it, it's a little confusing at times. And if we don't actually go and edit and fix the errors, this is what happens for a reader. It can become confusing. So let's take each sentence one at a time and try to edit it. The first sentence here says, have you ever wondered how popcorn pops? Wait, have you ever wondered? I think they want us to say, have you ever wondered how popcorn pops? All right, let's think about punctuation here. They're asking a question. So we need to go here and actually change that period into a question mark. The next sentence says, it's actually quite interesting. Okay, well, two things. I see there's red squigglies. And when there's a red squiggly, it's the computer telling me, this program telling me, we have a problem. There's a spelling error. And so when I say it's, I really mean it is. It's a contraction. So between the T and the S, I need to add, there we go, an apostrophe. So it's actually quit. I think they mean quite. And I could do two things. I could either just click here and type, or remember, I can go up to, and then we go to tools and go to spelling, and I could spell check that. So I know how to spell quite. So I'm gonna put quite right there. It's actually quite interesting. All right, so far so good. A kernel of popcorn contains a small amount, small? Oh, this needs an extra L. A small amount of water inside. When the kernel is heated up, the water turns to steam. I feel like we need to break this apart somewhere. We're missing some punctuation. A kernel of popcorn contains a small amount of water inside. Ah, there we go. Now I need to put a period. And since I put a period, I'm starting a new sentence. When the kernel is heated up, that water turns to steam. I need to make this W a capital because it's the beginning of my sentence. All right, let's look at the last sentence. The steam causes pressure to build up inside the kernel until the shell pops open. Well, first off, it doesn't start with a capital. So the sentence, at the beginning of my sentence, the first letter should be capitalized. The steam causes pressure to build up. I think they mean build up inside the kernel until the shell pops open. Well, this isn't a question, so I shouldn't have a question mark here. I think I just need a period. All right, now there's no red squiggly lines under any word, so I don't have any spelling errors that I see. I have punctuation at the end of every sentence, and I have capitals at the beginning of every sentence, and all my sentences make sense. Now, I think this is edited and it's ready for this final draft. So for your writing assignment, you're actually going to be practicing your editing skills. And today we're going to have some fun with it. We're going to be doing this by completing a quizzes. So in your quizzes, you are going to get some questions that look like this. It says, which sentence is written correctly? And so you're going to read each sentence and you're going to choose which one and read it very carefully. Which one do you think is correct? You're going to be looking for things like capitals, punctuation, and spelling. So if I click this, right, and then I go into my next question. Oh, we've got some leaders here. You're going to get another one again, which sentence is written correctly, and you're going to see what, again, read each one and make your best choice off of which one is actually punctuated right, has the right spelling, and capitals at the beginning. And there's going to be all sorts of, there's 10 questions here, so you want to try your best. And if you don't like your answer, if you didn't get a good score at the end, do it again. You can practice this as many times as you want. All right, that's it for me. And I hope you enjoy your quizzes and you are going to really enjoy practicing these editing skills when it comes to writing your own paper and your real deal writing pretty soon. Let's go be writers.